Hey guys, this is Strider Prime. Today I am going to do a new edition of Bandai Models. It's been a while since I've done one, and the last one I've done was the 1/1000 scale Space Battleship Yamato. And today I am going to do another Yamato base kit, and that is the Great Imperial Gemellis Astro Fleet Pormelia class Astro assault carrier. From, of course, the Space Battleship Yamato 2199, or also known as Star Blazers 2199 for those of you who are still pissed at at the recent news. This is the ship that was used in the episode 1, and of course at the beginning of episode 2, where they decided to send a this ship to, I guess, to detect an area where they believed there was another ship being constructed, and wanted to destroy it. And of course it got its ass kicked by one shot of Yamato's main cannon. And I'm a bit shocked and surprised that they actually made this kit. Bandai, I guess no one has realized that Bandai is planning, I mean, now I'm starting to realize Bandai is planning to make an entire fleet of all the Yamato ships from the series, and in a specific scale. It wasn't like in the past where you remember one ship that was in one scale and the other one was a little bit too big and a little bit too small, and it didn't feel right. They did make those little small 3 to 4 inch kits just to get it out there, which was really cool at the time. But of course, some of them were unrealistic in the scale, so you couldn't say, oh, okay, this one's the same as this. And they never made a model kit of this back in the day. So it's an interesting surprise and a shock to see this. And I'm a bit surprised how big it is because of the 1/1000 scale. I always thought that maybe they should have done a 700 scale, but you know what? I'm glad they did a 1/1000 scale, because after what I see here, wow. So here's the dimensions of the ship itself. It's a fairly simple design. A lot of cool detail. Simple detail, of course. It's like looking at a flying saucer. 3 types of colors, maybe 4: light gray, dark gray, yellow, neon yellow, black, and the entire green part at the top. Comes with a turret at the top. That's kind of cool, and some sort of weaponry on the sides here and here. And here's kind of like a scaled version. It's putting up right against the Yamato, so you could tell how big it is in scale. Plus, it comes with this cool... Alright, so for those of you who don't know, this is a carrier, so it comes with 2 fighters at the same scale, so you can see what, so it could show off it's attacking the Yamato. But you also have a larger version of this, so you have more detailed look at it, which is a cool little fighter. And for those of you who don't know what this fighter craft is called, it is called the Maranka. The Maranka class. But it doesn't tell me what scale it is. I think I mentioned in the previous video that it looks like a 1/72nd scale aircraft, but I can't confirm or deny. Maybe somebody can help me out with that. So let's look at the contents of this box and see what we have to work with. Oh, and by the way, this is going to be a straight build. This is not going to be a custom paint job. Wow, this is going to be interesting. So first thing I'm seeing here is the black tray for, I guess, the under the ship, the 2 black domes and some black trim here. Plus there's a metal bar here, which is basically going to be used, I guess, for the stand. That's good. Here's parts of the fuselage of the ship. Big parts, though. Oh my god! And then you have this. This is kind of cool. Again, a lot of surface detail here. You got the base stand here. You got these domes here. You see some of the neon parts, I guess, for the kit. Here are the fighters in 1/1000 scale. And here I have the gray trim parts of the chip. And another gray trim. And then of course here's the larger scale version of the Maranka kit. And it's a two-tone color version. So one goes there, the other one goes there. So it shouldn't be that difficult to make. Yeah. Wow. It's a lot of parts here. And big parts too. You would always think that the Yamato was bigger than anything else out there, but you forgot that they can go big too. And I remember, what was it, at not this past hobby show, I did one of the Japanese hobby shows from a while back. They showed off a ship that was at least twice the size of the 1/1000 scale Yamato, so I can imagine how big and how much it's going to cost when that comes out. Alright, so here's the manual. There's a lot of parts, but not too much. Pretty much the same amount of a high-grade kit, but they're big parts. Here are the necessary tooling that you will need to make the kit, of course. Yeah, this is not going to be that difficult to make. And here's some, detailed photography of what it looks like. And here's an interesting thing I'm noticing now. They're doing a photographic comparison of what it would look like both built and what it would look like anime version, just so you can get a distinct feel of it. Ooh, that's actually kind of cool. Apparently, I guess during the course of the series we'll be seeing different versions of this ship, because this is the one that attacked Yamato. Now I haven't continued watching the anime series yet, but here's a blue version of this, so I wonder if this is going to be in one of those episodes. Here's the fighter itself. Nice camo design. There's another fighter here, but I don't remember what episode this was, so I guess I have to start watching it. I'm starting to really dig at the series and where Bandai is going. I have a distinct feeling. Wow, look at that. That's pretty cool. I have a distinct feeling that if Bandai continues on with this, we'll probably see the second season, which is basically the Comet Empire series or arc, and we're going to be seeing the Federation's new ships, like the Federation Battleship and cruisers, and of course, we'll probably see a new version of the Andromeda. I have the Andromeda from the old series. Anyway, enough about that. Let's begin building the Astro assault carrier Pormelia. Now, before we begin the assembly of the 1/1000 scale Pormelia class assault carrier, I wanted to discuss what you need to begin building this kit. So this is only going to be a straight build. We're not going to be going into in-depth paints and techniques. We're just going to look at it as a standard straight build, and you'll need the basics. Now the manual itself, which I'm going to show you here, does indicate what you need, and I do have the necessary components. I have my hobby knife, an X-Acto knife, very sharp. I have my my clippers, or part separator. This is an older one. I have a newer one right here. I have these are very good. I got this at a I think it was not a flea market. I think it was at a computer show where they were selling parts, computer parts and things like that. And I got this for about $3. Very, very useful. And of course, to me, as extra thin cement. Extra thin. There is a thicker version of this, but unless you want to mess, you would probably want to use one of these. On top of that, if you want to give it a little bit more detail, and you're gonna have to forgive me, I don't see it within eyesight. The Gundam marker, panel line marker, is your best bet. Oh, here it is. Let's put it over here. And here, this will be a perfect tool to be used to detail a kit like this. So here are all the parts. Here are all the tools. Let's begin preparing the model kit.